Hey everybody, Paul Radisich here. You would have remembered me from the British touring car days. Well, right behind me is the car that I won the second World Cup at Donington. And I'll show you around the car just to give you a bit of an idea. It's a Rouse-built car. And in the day, they were really something. At the first of the V6 engine, so most of the competitors had 4 cylinders, but this was the first 6, so it not only sounded great, but sort of caught the opposition on the hop, particularly in the top end horsepower. X-Track gearbox, sequential box. Come, follow me around. Sequential box, very much inside the adjustable roll bars. And brake bias, and that was about all you could adjust in a radio for communication back to the pit. The advantage with this car in the air was built extremely strong, and I was able to use a lot of curb, hence shorten up the track a little bit. So we're always, always up on 2 wheels in this particular car. If we go to the front, as you can see, V6 engine, I mean, it's the air intake, but the V6 engine very much in the same place as where the standard engine was. And we had Bembo brakes, 19-inch wheels, I think, maybe 18s, forget now, but, and the spokes there were for cooling. So Andy Rouse had decided, just trying to help the front cooling because it got so hot being front-wheel drive, that the little fan sort of drew the air out of the brake calipers and helped a little bit in braking. So this is the car I won the second World Cup. So as you can see now, it's still, it's still a great looking car, but if anything, it's still sort of road car-ish. This is a 95 car, so I've driven all these cars, but this is a 95 Wolf-built car, so it was built in Germany. Once again, the V6 engine developed like that one by Cosworth, like the 93 car, but the difference, you see, aero on the front. We've got an air dam at the front, rear splitter at the back. And if we walk around to the side of the car, this has got an X-Track gearbox as well, sequential. But being European, it's on the left-hand side. So once again, things that were just modified, a heavier cage, stronger cage. The driver sat more to the back and to the center of the car, just to help get the weight of the car more centralized, and just more refinements. So, at the end it was still front wheel drive, but it was with the aero was around about 2 seconds a lap quicker than the previous 93 car. As we can see on the back, aero was used, and if you flick across to the 93 car, there was no aero at all. So we can see the progression within a couple of years that the cars were going aero, and also went to a slightly different model the model shape, which we'll see, which is the hatchback. So we went from the 4-door to a hatchback. So this is a third of Scott O'Donnell's Mondeos, and this is the ProDrive built car, the 2000 car, which Rickard Rydell went on to win lots of races, and he finished third in the championship. But if we look at this car, this is the end of the touring car era, as we knew it as British touring cars or Super Tourers. If we have a good look inside here, it's still a V6 engine, but it's probably half the size. It's leaned forward. We can see the drive shafts down here coming through the center of the engine. So effectively the engine's gone down, gone back and tilted over just to get the weight as low as it possibly can and back. And you know, motor racing's all about weight, trying to get it into the center of the car and as low as possible. And the engineering feat on this is, I mean, second to none. It really is you could bring this out today, 2021, and people still would go, wow, look at the engineering on this. So we can see, the improvements of the guards were flared, bigger tyres, still stayed with a hatchback body, but the aero, once again, the aero's more refined, front split around the front here. Bit like the 95, but just better refined. They've worked out where the air should go and where it shouldn't. And if we look down the back, I mean, the whole car is sitting much lower, right through to the aero at the back. So this was the very end of the Super Tourer era. And, my career was with Ford, and I only wish I had stayed with them to have the opportunity to race these cars.
Well, the first run in the 2000 Mondeo built by ProDrive would have been a great car to, if I hadn't stayed with Ford in the day and raced this car with Mondeo and Rydell, but I didn't have the opportunity, but I do at Teretonga Park here today, thanks to Scott O'Donnell giving me a run in the car. Wow, listen to that engine, will you? Woo! Just trying to concentrate on, it's been a few years since I've been around Teretonga as well, but just straight away you can feel how much grip this car has got. Cars through. Onto the main straight. Turn and top set. There we go. 8,000 RPM. Good old front wheel drive, top steer. Oh! Wow, it's got tremendous front grip. You can see why they were so dominant in the BTCC in 2000. Well, I've only got a couple of laps, but I've enjoyed these couple of laps. There's always a problem in the day with front-wheel drive cars was the front tyres hanging in there for the whole race. You have to sort of manage them during the event, but this is the very latest version of the front-wheel drives of the day, and you can just, the rigidity of the car, the diff and the power down and the aero as well, you can feel the improvement. You know, when I drove 93, 94, 95, you know, there were all issues that you had to deal with, but looks like they've overcome most of them with this car.
Hey, I drove it today. Thanks, Scott. I really enjoyed it. And if you said, what's the difference between all the cars? The 93, 95 car feel like front-wheel drive cars, and believe me, I know what trying to get the best out of a front-wheel drive is. But as soon as I drove the 2000 car, honestly, I thought, gee, I'm driving a four-wheel drive. The amount of aero, the amount of grip, the turn, everything you wanted seemed to be there. The braking. I'm sure if I did a 20 or 30 lap run, it would feel the same at the beginning as it did at the end. So just refinement, and I guess, as they say, it's better have driven than not driven at all, but it would have been great to be in this car in the day. Thanks, Scott, really appreciate it.